Hi, this is Mrs. Brode, and today we are going to talk about change in dimension one more time. This is the last unit, or last note set in Unit 10. So let's start by reviewing scale factor real quickly, because we're going to talk a lot about that again today. The scale factor, or SF, you'll see it written for short, the number of times that a dimension, and by dimension we mean like the length or the width or the height of something, is increased or decreased. It is also the ratio used to enlarge or reduce similar figures. Remember, similar figures means same shape but different size. So this has been an important equation for us. Scale factor is new over old or new over original. And so the scale factor, in other words, is the number each side of a figure is multiplied by to change its side. So we're going to look at a few examples. So example 1 says to triple the length and then redraw it. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. We can see that the length is down here. It does ask us what the scale factor is, but we're not going to talk about it yet. Triple the length. So the length was 3, so that means 3 times 3. We're going to make the length 3 times bigger, so 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It did not ask us to do anything with the width, so this would be my new picture if I tripled the length. So let's go back for just a second and look at the original shape, because it did want the perimeter and the area of the original or the old. And the perimeter is the distance around, so it was 3 on the top plus 2 on each side, so 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. So the original perimeter was 10 units. The area for the original one would have been 2 times 3, so 6 units squared. So let's see how this changed. First of all, what is the scale factor? So the scale factor, the key is this word right here, triple. That means times 3. So now we want to know, what is the new area? So it is still a width of 2, but this time the length is 9. So we've got 2 times 9 would be 18 units squared. So what happened from the old area to the new area? Well, it tripled. It was multiplied by 3. Okay, so that's an example of just affecting the length. So let's look at this same picture. So we know that the original perimeter was 10u and the original area was 6u squared. Triple the width. Okay, just the width. Scale factor would be 3. So the width was 2, so 2 times 3 is 6. One more. So I'm going to redraw this whole thing with only tripling the width. So now the width was 2, now it's 6. The length is still 3. So 6 times 3, the new area is 18 units squared. So again, let's take a look. What happened? Well, the area tripled. Again. Okay. So here's our conclusion. The first time we only changed one dimension, the length. The second time we only changed one dimension, the width. When a scale factor is applied to one dimension, the new area is the old area times the scale factor. and that's when it's one-dimensional, okay? When it's the length or the width, but not both. New area is the old area times the scale factor. So we knew that the scale factor was 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Okay. Now, same starting picture. So we're going to write that the perimeter is 10u and the area is 6u squared. We want to triple the length and the width and redraw it. So we do know that the scale factor is still 3, but we know that when we tripled the length, it went to 9. And when we tripled the width, it went to 6. So this is my new area. So 6 times 9 is 54 units squared. So now let's look. How do I get from 6 to 54? What times 6 gives me 54? And that is 9. So it was multiplied by 9 this time. Okay, so here's our conclusion. When the scale factor is applied to 2 dimensions, length and width, the new area is the old area times the scale factor for the length, and then times the scale factor for the width. So another way to write that is the new area equals the old area times the scale factor squared. We saw that in the last note set. Remember, perimeter was one-dimensional, so it was new perimeter equals old perimeter times scale factor. But if you remember, because of our units on area, area is two-dimensional, so we had to square this scale factor because each side length was being multiplied by the scale factor. So let's look at example 3. What is the area of this rectangle? Well, we know it's length times width, so it's 4 times 12, so it's 48 meters squared. So we've got 3 different questions here. The first one says, what happens to the area when only the width is reduced by a fourth? That means we are multiplying, we're going to call this the width and this the length. If you multiply or reduce the width of 4 by a fourth, that's the same as saying 4 times 1/4 or 4 divided by 4. In that case, the new width would be 1. So what does that do for the area? Well, if this is now 1 times 12 makes my new area 12 meters squared. Well, let's look at new over original. The new is 12, the old is 48, or the original is 48. That means it is 1/4 of the original, which makes sense because we just said that it was reduced by 1/4 and we only changed one dimension. So now, number 2 says, what happens to the area when only the length is reduced by a fourth? Again, that is multiplying 12 times 1/4 or 12 divided by 4. That means the new length equals 3 meters. And 3 times 4 gives us a new area of 12 meters squared. Well, what you're going to see, that's what we got in the last one. So if we do the new area over the old area, this is also 1/4 of the original. So each of those, we only changed one dimension, And we just took the area and multiplied it by 1/4, and we would get the new area. So let's again see what happens when both the length and the width are reduced by 1/4. Well, we know that that would change this to 1 and this to 3. Well, 1 times 3 is 3 meters squared. So my new area over my original, 3 over 48. 3 goes into 3 once and into 48 16 times. That is 1/16 of the original. Now, what it is the old area times the scale factor of 1/4 squared. Okay, and 1/4 squared is 1/16. So if I know that that's what it's happening, or that's what's happening to it, I don't even have to look at changing all these dimensions. I could just take this number right here, this original starting one, multiply it by 1/16 and get my final area. Right? If you have to break it down into the way that we did, that is completely okay as well. All right, for our last example, we have a postcard example. So a postcard company has decided to make its most popular postcard into a poster. The postcard designers want the dimensions of the poster to be similar to the dimensions of the postcard. The diagram below shows their initial plans. So it does show us that if the length was 6 here, it was 36 here. It says if the area of the postcard is 24 inches squared, what is the area of the poster? Justify your answer. Okay, so there's a long way and a short way to do this. The area is 24 inches squared. Okay. So what I can see is I can figure out this missing side length if I wanted to. 24 divided by 6 would make this side 4. I can see, hey, how did I get from here to here? Well, I multiplied by 6. So if I multiply 4 by 6, I could get this poster to be 24. And then for the area, I can multiply 24 times 36 and get that the new area is 864 inches squared. Okay, that didn't take a long time, but it is the longer way to do it. I could actually do this problem without needing to know this side or this side at all. All I would need to know is how did I get from 6 to 36? And I know that I multiplied by 6, which means my scale factor is 6. To find my new area, I can take the old area of 24 and multiply it by the scale factor squared. And we know that the scale factor squared, 6 squared, is 36. I'm still going to get to that answer, but I didn't have to find all of these other missing sides. So either way is great, as long as you understand that when we're talking about area, which is two-dimensional, to find the new area, you have to multiply the old area by the scale factor, and it has to be squared.